Part of the problem, most of the problem, is that we are not here now. We are not totally present. Because if you're present, there's no stress. What does the stress come from? It comes because you are here, but you're thinking of something else. You're thinking about something that needs to be done, something that needs to be achieved, something that needs happening, something that is lacking in your life, something that needs to be completed. That's what causes stress. And it's not happening. See, if you are centered, if you are right here, right now, this moment doesn't need anything more because there is no fear. Why? Because fear is a thought about something that could or could not happen in the future, right? That's what fear is. Because something happened in the past, and now you think that that is going to also project itself into your future. And that's what makes you feel fearful. That's what makes you feel stressed out. I better not do this. I better not do that. If I take this action, then this is going to happen. If I take that action, that is going to happen. It's always the thinking about things in improbable scenarios that causes stress. What if I don't finish? What if the band doesn't show up in time? What if it starts raining? Right? You've done what has to be done. You've hired your band. You've got them at where they have to go. Unless you know how to control the weather, and I don't know that many of us know how to do that, there's nothing you can do. Right? There's nothing you can do. And then you say, oh my God, I did this, and now it's raining, and then all my effort went to waste, and nobody came. See, you're not responsible for everything. We're not responsible for everything. We're responsible for a very little part of life, a very tiny part of life. And that part is what we can control, or what we have expertise in, or what our knowledge, where our knowledge stands. Like today, I would ideally like to talk to about 100 people. Who am I talking to? 5. Does that take away from the knowledge? Does that take away from what I can do? I can only talk. I can only talk. I cannot do anything more than that. Beyond that are circumstances that are not in my control. What would make me unhappy in such a situation? The fact that 100 people are not here. So what am I supposed to do in the moment? Right now I'm talking. 100 people are not here. They are not. So I can either spend my life saying I'm thoroughly useless. Nobody wants to listen to me. This knowledge is worthless. Maybe I should have taken a job as an Amazon something, right? I would have made lots of money that way. I can say all those things. I can pick all those careers. But if something is not supposed to happen, it doesn't happen. And if I beat myself up about it, that's just me listening to the story in my head. That's just me looking for a reason to be unhappy. Why are you stressed out? Because you're not able to recognize these thought patterns. You need to recognize the patterns in your head. There's that similar one, that old one, that, not going to let me sleep tonight. Tomorrow comes tomorrow. And when it comes, it's today. You see that the reason for stress is because we're thinking too much. We're thinking too much. And today my daughter wrote out a journal, and she wrote I am and she qualified it, and I am and she qualified it. And I'm like, that's the problem. You see, that's the problem. We constantly want to qualify ourselves. I am successful. I am well known. I am rich. I am this, I am that. And the opposite makes us thoroughly unhappy. Thoroughly unhappy. Can you lock yourself up in the moment, neither rich, neither poor, neither smart nor stupid? Let all of it go. It doesn't concern you. It's not in your control. At least not in this moment. Do what you can right now. That's all. That's all. See, the problem is we don't catch our thoughts in time. That's why we're stressed. Why do I keep saying meditate every day? You get up every single day, you do your breath work. You do your breath work because the breath patterns are extremely important. It is extremely important to do your breathing. The breath work clears the pathways so that you can have a deeper meditative experience. And what really happens in meditation is nothing other than your regular thoughts coming and bombarding you. Your thoughts come, they come, they come, they come, they keep coming. And you recognize them, and you do nothing, and you continue meditating. Some more thoughts come. This is about cooking, and it's a different kind of thought. It's about cooking and getting food on the table, and why is this food ultra processed, and what can I eat that won't make me put on weight? What can I eat that won't give me heartburn? What can I eat that will, make me healthier? What can I eat that's cheap, right? So many thoughts about food. Now those thoughts are coming, and you watch them, and you say, okay, now I have to meditate, and you get back to meditation. You do nothing. This training of looking at your thoughts and not reacting to it, that is the training that meditation gives you. So when I ask you to meditate every day and you don't, and you wonder why you're stressed, then I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. You're not practicing it. You have to practice it. Because it's not going to come overnight. It's not going to come by thinking about it. It simply will not come by thinking about it.
You're on mute.
See, meditation is it is magical in some ways, because the results of meditation is only just being revealed. Oh, you Google anything. Just before we started the class, I Googled meditation and pain, and I'm shocked. There are tests that have been done that shows that it dulls the neural pathways of pain. I didn't know that. If you Google meditation and anything, it's slowly being revealed. What are the things that are happening with meditation is just being revealed. Now, this is such an ancient technique. We don't know half of how the body works. We don't know anything. I know only one thing. Every time I meditate, I feel a little bit better. I feel like a little bit of release. I feel a little bit more of acceptance of things. Now, these fears that one has, okay, I'm going to have surgery next month, okay, what's going to happen with this? You think it only comes in my waking day? No, it comes in meditation too. Mm-hmm. And the thoughts that come in the beginning of the day are totally different from the thoughts that come at the end of the day. So I ask you to try evening meditations, try morning meditations. They're totally different. They're totally different. And I know some people who go fast asleep during meditation. So, and think they're meditating. Well, it's what the body requires, right? You go into the state that the body requires. Sometimes you're tired, sometimes you're exhausted, and that's what you need. But the practice builds on itself day after day after day after day. You keep the meditation up, and you'll see that a year later you look back and say, I'm not stressed anymore. I'm not stressed anymore. I tell you, I started the meditation, Monday meditations, for a friend of mine who had gone through a most horrendous year where during COVID, her husband passed away, her mother passed away.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, she had surgery, she had to have a stoma put in, she had ulcerative colitis. It was just miserable. She was like, she had like hip surgery, and then she had some other thing and something in her spine. She says, every 2 weeks I'm going back into the hospital. I can't live like this. I don't know. I don't think I'll see my children again. And I'm like, would you trust me enough to meditate with me? And so I started the class for her because I've known her from my childhood. And she trusted me enough to say, okay, I'll try it. All right, this week, I'm so happy. She is vacationing with her friends in Austria,
Oh my goodness. Wow.
right? And she says, nothing bothers me anymore. Nothing bothers me anymore. It's such a miracle how she has attended and done the meditation and pulled herself out of this cycle, because your mind is the place where it all starts. It starts there. If your mind is in a good place, you can have physical symptoms, you can have other things going on, and it still won't hurt you that much. Because you're not thinking about, oh my God, how am I going to manage when I'm 83 and my leg is hurt. You're worried about your pain now. You're taking a tablet and you're using the help of a walker or whatever it is you require. Because you do now. Do now. And it's not easy. I'm not saying that it's rocket science. We all get caught up into the habits that we're so used to. We're so used to just dealing with the tragedies of life, reacting, responding. Oh, send an email back, answer my text at once. We have to be in this constant communication drive, and that's what makes us crazy. Put away your phone for 2 hours and say, for 2 hours I won't do anything. It is the most difficult thing. Trust me, we are so trained by our phones to just respond immediately, that to do nothing feels as if you're just losing out on life, that you're doing, you're useless. Like, oh my God, everything is happening and I don't know what's happening. You know what? You don't know what's happening anyway. You are here, right here. You are right here. What does it matter to you what's happening anyway? How are you responsible for anything that's happening elsewhere? Why are you so concerned with things that are outside your control? Why are you so concerned with how you feel? Oh, I feel lonely. I feel tired. I feel so lost. I have no sympathy for people who dwell on temporary states. They need to find themselves a good guru, a good teacher who will just jerk them out of their reverie and their sadness for themselves, where they stop throwing this pity party and take ownership of this moment. Ownership of their life starts now. It starts right now by dropping it all. All these feelings of feeling lonely and feeling miserable or feeling that, oh, I should have done this, I could have I could have married someone else, I could have had a different career, lived in another country. Yeah, sure. Everything has its corollary. That means you live in one country, you'll have a set of problems. You live in another country, you'll have another set of problems. What is the state of mind? How are you going to show up for those problems? Are you going to show up saying, oh my God, the whole world hates me, life hates me? I'm being attacked on every level. You're just going to smile at your destiny. You see, the first thing that meditation teaches you is acceptance of this moment. That is huge. Huge. Once you accept it, the suffering aspect disappears. You see? And then you just say, okay, now what do I do? Now what do I do? And you do what has to be done. You do what has to be done, and it's swaha to the rest of the world. Swaha is a Sanskrit saying, is what you pour into the fire. Like they pour when they have the fires going in we always have a fire in our rituals, and they pour ghee into it, and when you pour the offering into the fire leaps up, right? So it's like that. You give to life. You give of yourself to life, and it will come. It will come. And if it doesn't come, for some reason somebody else is pouring water on your fire, now what can be done except acceptance? You can beat him up, right? You can beat him up. But don't think about beating him up, because that's the stress. I should have beaten him up. I should have used my right hook. I should have given him the uppercut. I should have thrown him out of the place. I should have done this. I should have said this to him. I should have had that last word, right? That is the stress. That is the stress. That is the misery. Stress is nothing other than you punishing yourself. For what? For what? You don't deserve to punish yourself. Happiness is your birthright. You see, if you remove all I have to do this, I need to do that, I must have this, I wish I could do that, I wish I could be here, all that is gone, there's nothing. And then there is that peace. Because there's nothing to chase. If you stop thinking that, ultimately, I complain all the time, okay, about Florida. I complain about the heat and the insects and I complain about all of that. But ultimately, this is home. This is home. I love it when I come back. Right? So wherever you are, it's home. Be here. Be centered. Be here now. And if you want to deal with stress in a healthy way, then you have to begin meditation. You have to. Pranayama, meditation. That's it. And better than anything else is Hamsa Pranayama and Hamsa meditation. That's all you need to do. Om Shanti.